As the next match is the Fatal 4-Way. Introducing first, he is the mythical fighter, Young Glory, Brando Lee.
Those claw marks across the chest. Look at the physique, the determination on the face of Brando Lee.
Intensity. Brando Lee is one of the most intense professional wrestlers I've ever been around.
Offering up an ear, one thing to hear it from the crowd here in Orangeburg, Pennsylvania.
Coming up in New York City, trained with some tough customers there. On that learning tree of the unpredictable Johnny Rods.
And the second opponent.
Waiting with determination for this next opponent.
Brando Lee staying focused, staying locked in. But can he be number one?
Representing the number one dojo, he is number one, Ichiban.
Man, spring-loaded Ichiban ready to rip and roar.
This one's going to be very hard to call, Brian. This one is going to be action from bell to bell. I'm going to take a sip of water before we get started because I'm going to be parched by the end of it.
Red leather,
Third.
yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
From the Bronx, New York, the closer, Jarett Diaz.
Jarett Diaz, in one match, has seemingly endeared himself very strongly to the AXW Nation.
I heard a shriek, a cry of support. The closer, ready to close out another victory here. Pick up some more momentum in this four-way dance if he would have his way.
And finally,
I don't think Brando Lee has looked much away from that entrance ramp since the start here. Only looking over to check on Ichiban pacing on the outside.
from Meriden, Connecticut, the speed sensation, Dustin Flash Waller.
And you are going to see some high-flying action, some mutual respect there between Dustin Waller and Ichiban. Sergeant Slaughter is here. Of course, we may see Sergeant Slaughter again in August when we have the Legends Fan Fest, one of the highlight of the calendar year for AXW coming up in August. And you might see the real Sergeant Slaughter there, not the little Sarge.
Faked the L for a second there. I mistook the stature. All four corners loaded up.
And there you see that incredible athleticism from Ichiban, from all four of these athletes. And I stress athletes, the athleticism is going to be off the charts in this one.
I will flash and Ichiban progress through this one, and you are right off the rip. We are sprinting.
And you got to look at that alliance that has already been forged right now between Dustin Waller and Ichiban. When you have two people in a four-way match with the the bond that these two have. It doesn't take Scott Steiner to do that kind of math.
I'll give it a little bit of a hearty tribute.
Ichiban and Waller, no strangers to working together. Filmed a promo for this match together that was on our social media here.
Getting the crowd geared up now.
And there's the roll-up.
Almost ended it quickly there. Ichiban dismayed at the betrayal.
And alliances are wonderful, but when it comes down to it, everybody wants to be the winner. Yes, you would like to see your friend win if you can't, but you want to win.
And there can only be number one. Ichiban doing his best to make sure it's him. Coming through now, back elbow off that cartwheel.
The great Muda couldn't have done it better himself. The athleticism of Ichiban on full display.
Second one there.
No, one.
Oh, one, my
one.
bad. First.
It is a series of one punch over and over and over again.
Oh, springboarding off. Oh, and catching him in that cutter. Spun inside out. Brando Lee in the corner.
Getting some air there. Flying up was Brando Lee.
Going between the legs. Picking him up. Oh, and stomping down on the chest of Ichiban.
That fury from Brando Lee.
Jarett Diaz preventing the close to this match. Getting that waist lock applied.
I think the person that's in the force that's in the most trouble, and this one is going to be gravity. Gravity is at a huge disadvantage with these four. And there's a stomp from Diaz.
Has that shoulder wrapped up, but still 100% going into that big power slam.
And now Jarett Diaz looking to capitalize. Sees it as just him and Brando Lee in that ring right now. But if you look on the outside, Dustin Waller is stalking and breaks up the pin.
Waller now in control, taking advantage, going for more of a strike-based approach, but Diaz there to meet him.
Just a double slap across the chest. You gotta wonder, you see this apparatus on Jarett Diaz, you gotta wonder, is he 100% coming into this, or as close to 100% as a wrestler could be?
Oh, hitting the pose. Waller saying, hey kid, catch up. Oh, catching him.
Unbelievable athleticism from Dustin Waller, from all four of these wrestlers.
Slowing around and then going full speed. 619, and how impressive is the body control of Dustin Waller.
Flying across the ring with that double axe handle is Waller, going right for that pin.
Unable to pick up the victory quite yet. Jarett Diaz rolling to the outside, waving hands, saying he doesn't need any more.
That arm and shoulder cannot be 100%.
Ichiban stirring on the outside, entering in.
Clothesline deposits Waller to the outside, and now it's a tope, or a plancha rather, from Ichiban.
Oh, now from Lee.
Looks like Ichiban may have caught a knee to the head. Not a very good landing there for Ichiban, but here comes Diaz with an amazing swanton.
Living up to his name, closing out that diving sequence. Full head of steam, and let's see it again.
Yeah, if you're in the ring and you see everybody starting to jump, just bide your time. You want to go last. You always want to go last there.
Oh, Ichiban doing his best to take down the momentum lead, joining him in. Strike for strike now, and oh, Waller!
Waller from out of nowhere diving over the post. Not just the rope, but the post, the highest point of the ring, and coming crashing down on Jarett Diaz and Brando Lee.
Now locking eyes
with Ichiban, I'd imagine, yes.
Number one and number one once again.
I think they saw E.T. last night.
Rolling Lee back into the ring. Diaz entered once again too.
And now that makeshift alliance, not a makeshift, it's an alliance. They are friends, they are training partners, Waller and Ichiban. But I think Brando Lee, at the very least, has figured this out. He might have to make an alliance of his own with Jarett Diaz, make this almost a tag team match, and then fight it out amongst themselves.
Well, Waller working on Diaz, Lee working on Ichiban. Oh! Ichiban and Diaz able to send their foes down to the mat, but looking at each other, I think they got the idea.
In stereo.
Double count.
Double 2 count. And a reversal of the same. This is where I just say, yeah, I can't call this. This is way too much.
Big four-way dance here. Ichiban, Brando Lee, Jarett Diaz, and Dustin Waller putting the ref to work.
These officials are getting they're earning their pay tonight. I'll put it like that. Between the ending of Love Doug and Leo Sparrow and now this.
Jarett Diaz and Dustin Waller left here in the ring.
And now they realize it. And they realize this is a golden opportunity. If you can get a pinning combination here, there is no one to break it up. Although you can see Ichiban starting to fight to his feet, but there's almost a beautiful cutter from Waller.
Able to roll out, taking out the knee though. Diaz, finding his mark at the back of the head.
And very wisely, Waller rolling out of the ring so he cannot be pinned.
There's Ichiban, ready to take advantage.
Destroyer from Ichiban.
Here comes Lee. Big strike.
Very close. Brando Lee almost got so much air there that the 3 count came down before he did. A little too athletic was Brando Lee. And now Brando Lee dumped to the outside, and here comes Ichiban.
Number 1. Oh, but caught. Lee showing some great strength here on the outside. Right onto the apron.
Oh no. Styles clash on the floor from Brando Lee. Adaptation there. Brando Lee embodying that be water. Be water, my friend, and adapting to the circumstance, and now adapting his elbow and foot into the face of Dustin Flash Waller.
Waller in a bad position, center of the ring. Lee going up to that top rope, getting that momentum behind him.
Cutter from Waller, beautiful counter.
Staggering on his feet.
Delivers for the 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Dustin Flash Waller!
And this one lived up to it from the athleticism standpoint, but it was Dustin Waller getting Brando Lee alone after Brando Lee had laid out Ichiban. Jarett Diaz in dire straits as well, but it is Dustin Waller who is able to capitalize and able to rocket up the rankings of AXW's singles division.
And what a match, what competitors. This is certainly some bragging rights for Waller.
Yeah, Ichiban, it's going to be a long way.
Well, we do have our intermission coming up. Just moments away. And then we got some more hard-hitting action just after.
Ichiban a little worse for wear. Brando Lee did a number on number 1. Later tonight, though, that one is going to be special. Sean Legacy, the Galaxy's only hero.